is generally regarded as one of the worst years for the hotel industry, especially if you own the real estate. However, it was a pretty good year for many OTAs and other intermediaries selling hotels. So how do you explain that the supply side of a sector has its worst year and the intermediary distribution side has a pretty good year? And more importantly, how do you see this continuing in the next few years?
Well, I think if we go back to the conversation or the discussion topic that Javier brought up about how his business survived the disaster, survived the bad times, I think the spin I would put on that argument is that these businesses grow because of the bad times and not in spite of the bad times. I think what happens is that price was always a key element of the decision-making process for a consumer. And what happens is that as primary as price was, in bad times, it becomes even more primary.
Right.
And what happens is that people turn to the internet for a deal. And I think that is what has happened again in 2009. And companies such as Hotels.com were pushing deals very hard. We're quite good at getting rate bundles together, 3 for 2s, 4 for 3s, and that kind of thing. And consumers have really responded to that.
Right. So, David, assuming 1 year ADR and RevPAR and occupancy rates actually starts to significantly improve again, what does that mean for your hotel brands in particular and hotel intermediaries in general? I mean, is it
well, I think there's a window of opportunity, for many of us in the market, and I think that we have been winning share. That's clear. I think as we look out ahead, the question is, can we preserve that share? And I think the odds are pretty decent that we can preserve either all of or most of that share, on the grounds that we are now, many of us, I would expand it out beyond Hotels.com and our sister business Expedia. The early phase of the land grab and getting the businesses and the brands set up in the markets is passing, and the next phase is happening, which is one of deepening relationships with consumers. And I think that our ability to continue to this share will depend intimately on our ability to derive wallet share, to continue to deepen relationships with consumers. That is not only going to be about rates and inventory.
Switching gears a bit. Once upon a time, Expedia, especially its original founding team, kind of hated metasearch. And years later, through TripAdvisor, launches metasearch. And similarly, with fantastic growth in hotel sales, merchant model really was quite spectacular for Expedia. Kind of didn't like the commission model, and then through the acquisition of Venary, you got the commission model. So, should people really be predicting Expedia strategy, or what's a better way to understand it?
Well, it seems we only have to say that we're not going to do something as an indicator that we are going to do something. I think if there is an Expedia strategy, it is to stay flexible. We have no idea how we're going to make money tomorrow, but we need to be open to the possibility that we won't make it in the same way tomorrow as we made it today. And I think we certainly got into the agency model as a means to expand the inventory that we can contract and therefore offer more complete service to consumers. It's clear that metasearch is a model that is likely to stay around for a while, so ignoring it out of contempt seems to be not a useful attitude. And indeed, as new methods of booking travel, new providers come on the market, it's very likely that we will adapt ourselves further again in the future.
What was if there is a number one reason, what would you say the number one reason Expedia acquired Venary was?
I think...
and I'm assuming you had a little something to do with
Yeah,
it.
well, if I can, let me offer two reasons. And they're very, very simple. And so the first reason was simply that the one I gave you earlier, which is there are places where the merchant model won't go. And that became clear to us as we were trying to migrate our model to Europe and moving beyond primary locations into secondary and tertiary ones. And I think that's the first reason. And clearly agencies solves that problem for us because, you know, those hoteliers there are familiar with that agency model. The second thing, quite simply, when you look at Expedia's sales, you see a lot of air, but if you look at Expedia's finances, you see all hotel. So we are essentially a hotel selling business, I would say, financially. And therefore, acquiring Venere is simply getting more exposure to a market that we already like.
So, speaking of exposure,